Siloam Springs is a small town, and it is surrounded by green, ringed like a clam's mouth, ringed round with firs. Springs are a hospital there, and the hospital is me and the cicada's mewing. New Orleans is a wet thigh, is a summer stone warm with sunlight, vein tangle of levees weaving skin-like network of waterways. Lake Pontchartrain is a long talk with a long friend, no shoulder roadway, count to 1,000 and back and you're still driving. Lake Pontchartrain sounds round as a low tidewater, mud and gray pylons both ways. Pontchartrain, like a flat joke, fell somewhere and stayed down, crouching, green-brown waves. In Louisiana, Highway 10 is a bridgeway, and the tangled knot swamp legs flirt footsie beneath it. Highway 10 is a waveform, is a sine wave, is an endless wheat sky furling. Highway 10 is an Arizona mesa cropping proper from red sand sunset painting colors. Highway 10 is the road we lived by and we drove by and unexciting stay by. Long lolling tongue like a cartoon hound dog slurp over the country's belly rolling. Highway 10 from Marine Base in Florida to Marine Base in 29 Palms, Mojave Sky, California, and most of my life so far poured out thick between Oklahoma green summer and California inland skin of the desert, thick chaparral and the rays there and the blast furnace heat. Crestline spine of a mountain range crackling curled along California 10 freeway 10,000 feet, up for miles and miles, home there then at 8,000, past the cloud line, winter snow shovel stairs, pine smell, crisp baked cookie, warm brightness, yellow house, paint clouds below, pine needle rustling beneath small shoes, sap crack between small fingers and singing. Singing down mountains pass in the dark time of evening, endless, no cadences, my face out the window, black pickup truck, this I remember well. Hour-long travel to the valley floor, school, church office, living up mountain where the people aren't, so the people don't. Singing each travel, head solo out window, and I can't grasp the cadences, so vocalize fluid and continuous lights of the semis and wind sound roar, down through the forest smells, through to the smog-smelling chaparral, and I sing of the Lord and his love, singing love songs like some children do. Like MJ sings, she's out of my life, just imagining love, and my 90s bowl haircut, unfashionable, and the lights of the place below. The whole Inland Empire, it's called, strung out like Christmas lights flicker in sky below, not sure which sky is real. Calcium yellow, sputtering in spider silk, chain follows migrating money jobs, far on a clear night, each side, each night, far as a kid can see, yellow bright lights and chain link in the distances, in the Mojave close and far, other distances, Pacific, Death Valley, side of soft mountains, cradle keeping the smog in. Smog in the daytime when we move here, high on mountaintop, wake up and ask my mom, what's that? Where'd the city go? Days in the summer, most days in the evening, not cloud cover, smog it was, whole valley invisible, under gray-brown, thick coffee, brown as the chaparral. Smog there from China, smog there from Los Angeles, barely visible, distant. Smog is a portmanteau of smoke and fog, and is particularly relevant to the Inland Empire, as this catchment basin with sea wind and mountains on three sides collects the detritus of a whole ocean away, and the commute cars and the commute men and women in striped suits and shirts and blouses with their commute coffee and softcore smooth jazz radio, 94.7 The Wave. And they drive from here, and sometimes smog days at school, all the kids stay inside grumbling, reading. Smell Highway 10, rolling slow out from Needles, the dinosaur fiberglass statues each visit. Many times, to from Arkansas, see the dinosaur statues, bulk clumsy on Mojave chaparral horizon. Excited, but after the staying there, Arkansas, Clearwater Creek's hot green summer, cicada susurrations, we ride, cross the valley line, out by the wind farm, pass, start to smell start to smell San Bernard, Bernardino, burning dinos, the smell of the valley first, and then drive the car sputtering chaparral home at last, will it make it? Stop after mother's sick, just with my dad and I, slow in the valley, night under a needle sky, far out in Arizona. Wait till we're far enough out that no light pollutes, sky color and the car roof down, foolish convertible, staring at galaxies, worlds in the deepest black, rich, soft to fall against, seeing the milky core spinning in non-finite bottomless, heart starts to sputtering, beat to be heard in the neck, and the silence is rolling out every which from parked red convertible, box Chacon on the stereo, Best Buy for the Han CD. Coyote and cloudless, vast. Thanks for this seeing, then. Landscape with stars above. There I am, mountaintop, and my mother explains to me, points to Orion's belt, leads child's hand to the second bright star in this belt. Here is where Jesus comes, when Jesus comes. Heavenly host, the light, sci-fi star, cloud of the angels, and rapture and end times, and later a word, the eschaton. There, from Orion's belt, watch for the Lord to come, and come he will soon enough. Houston, gray house, gray sidewalks here, again, gray-brown smog before the oil crash, riding on training wheels through gray, same lighthouses, and there in the distance, past our new house, Texas sky, Houston skyline, the gray, brown, red sunset, like Angeles sunsets. And my first friends there under the gray, brown light, left, flat, gray, flat Houston then. Home now in Arkansas, Siloam Springs, land I'm from, little house, summer green farm. I find cows in the pastures there, tongues glaring stupidly, soft cow eyes, merciful, staggering size to a child there, and the hot cow tongue on a cheek, delight, laughing, and the cow pies and cow fields, and the cow udders, and the bulls, fierce in their frightening genitals, huge and cartoonish then. And today we learn about farming, so it's a small, round dirt patch by the chicken coop. Chickens' heads go deeper than you think into chickens' necks, so sometimes they do, in fact, run around a bit with their heads cut off, just like the saying goes. Be responsible for your food, says Dad. Oh, warm summer hills, and the snow later, napkin restless against windows. And the farm owner's model train landscapes in miniature through the whole house. They wind small painted trees and cabooses. This is a landscape, warmed by, yes, a wood oven, black iron stove like my grandma had. Down the road where my grandma was then in her 70s, house that she built herself with Cherokee husband and smell of old people then, orange plush and accordion set in a hollow downhill from Zenobia and back patio, Thanksgiving smell of the biscuits. Warm as she was, when she was dying later, held my hands, thought I was my dad, said, "You're so handsome, Dennis John," right before she. This is a woman built her home, countryside kids played hymns, held revivals, and who will remember this? Tall she seemed, child's eyes in the wet Midwest, creak hollow fingers on slide guitar singing Jesus' praise. Here in the farm greenhouse, play when I'm very young, 2 or 3 years of age, aloes the size of me, little small palms and some fruits, I think. This is the landscape now, pale green leaf undersides, pound of brown of pot soil stems looking for post-it notes stuck on leaves undersides, written with parts of speech. New Orleans, levee, wet red spray paint, wall seal with a hole in it. After Katrina then, next to the church where God was, spoke by Dad and Mom. Running right there on the wet ground, my mother was years ago, I still am toddling, and now I can see hole in wall, steel rusted through, and through hole I see downtown, the towers there. Hear the brown levee and the tropic sounds. Here's the path, Dad says, right here, it happened here. Woman out running next to her husband's church, jogging, a weekday sun's out. Man from, yes, literally from the bushes comes, Mom in her jogging clothes, 80s spray, hairdo, dirt. Oh, when the levee breaks. I, 20 years after this, taking soft photographs through steel wall hole, complimented later for strong composition, thanks, G, but the cricket path and the car sounds. The squat, small brown brick church where my father preached, too tight pants, a comb-over, breakish grin, unsure God confidence. Then New Orleans was a fist rattle slam on the side of our trailer home. New Orleans is leaving for the farm to find soft Arkansas back there, to find something graspable. Here near the creek by my uncle's RV in the man-made lake, he was smoking rock, hiding from child's eyes, and his little girl and I, playing as cousins do, Pleasant fall walk to the crystalline, tree-lined creek, water so plentiful, perfect transparency, cold as a snow melt, clean mirror-like murmuring. On either bank, hardwoods are winking, bright gold, red, resilient green, poison oak. Step off, take your shoes off, however many toes you have. Step past embarrassment. My cousin's feet have 2 toes. Sting of ice water, then the ripple of clear water, soft ankle, crackle, small stones on feet, bottoms, grit, sand, sound, soft between toes. Fingers of tadpoles, small fish slipping underneath. Looking for crawdads, small red shrimp-like things, pinch when you handle them. Small wild lobster claws, small little lobster eyes, funny soft beard bristles there where they're feeding beard. My cousin stays here, grows up to be beautiful. When her father dies, she's by this same creek again. I call her after 15 years, walking in the night, family watching TV inside. She tells me his services will be at his favorite bar, where he played drums late in country bands, oxygen mask at the end, still keeping time, sometimes falling asleep between backbeats. And now friends will sign his bass drum head, and this will be buried with him. Grandma's pissed, she says, no church, amen. And we weep for him there on the phone, I in my Brooklyn Park. Summer this year he died, 56 years he lived. Things stop moving. Please tell things to stop. I'd like to get off. Things keep moving. This is called balancing. This motion is called a landscape, and it is the motion of eon dust, star-spattered earth, and our small sorrows, our compliments, lineaments, the soft little musics we make when the lights are low. When you move to California, it is important to learn your new accent. Speak as the natives do as the natives do. Church that we had there was truckers and ex-cons kids there on Lake Havasu, tall girl in lithium smoking long cigarettes down by the waterside. I'm in the top of a houseboat sneaking Pall Mall unfiltered, chewing a mouthful of Nicorette, mouthful of tingling. Girls in their swimming suits, hot in the arid heat. Brown limestone, his green lagoon, and alt-rock guitars still praising Jesus. Do as the natives do here in the chaparral, far out from view. Holes in the landscape to hide in, bring a generator, sound system, dealers, and audience. Spin Psytrance in 1998, loud where the cops don't come. Long dirt road out where there's nothing, fume, gasoline, cigarettes, 6 hits of acid smoke, 90s black raver pants, girls in their bondage gear, green Psytrance hair in the Psytrance chaparral field, seeing something not real. Friend crawls up the chaparral, hand skin torn to ribbon by mesquite and tumbleweed. Sweet smoke of plastic, mesquite, sound of nitrous cans hissing, Psytrance scents throb in the body floor, texture of 909s, cheap beer, skunkweed, and the red eyes whirl. Later on, do as the natives do out by the marine base, 29 palms border there where the sand dunes are. Walk alone in the dunes before dawn, turn around as the sun rises. It draws yellow hand across smooth dune sand, yellow and fire, red rocks and the wine-dark hills, strata unfolding there and the Joshua trees, strange, praying arms, black spiked, so many, and the cactus and the red of dawn punches you in the mouth like a prize fighter, rolling red through and back where the party was. Tents seem so paltry now, PVC dusty tarps, light on the ridgeline now, lights up the trucks and the trailers, part next to the Air Force Base, barbed wire fence. I see trucks and their trailers, and that's where the meth is made, there on the ridgeline, and I step down from the last sand dune down to the fire pit. This is a safe place. Occasional bombardments, sound of tanks, and gunfire. No one expects it here. Tires, not wood, they are burning in the fire pit, and us three with wary-eyed strangers passing metal pipe with a butane torch. We leave, we're the only ones left that don't live here, and the sun is up, delicate dust on our faces, not wanted here. Drive through a list poem of unpaved roads and find the 10 freeway, new houses skittering past in ugly clumps, clapboard bunch grass. But I remember this. Before the sun came up, before I came back to the blurry-eyed you that you were then, and the delicate trace of your veins, red hair, skin, I was walking alone into the dunes in the pre-dawn sound, hearing the distant DJ samples exhorting us to love, fuck, dance, again, again,